Okay, so here's an example of a program that does not have any functions in it whatsoever. All right, it asks the user to enter two integer values. It calculates the sum, it calculates the average, and then it outputs what the sum and average are. So I'm going to run it. All right, I put in 5 and 6. I get the sum is 11. The average is 5.5. Now, we don't want to have all this code in our main program. We want to break our program down into functions because that's what programmers do. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to think about how I want to break it down and what type of function I want to write. So I need to get some information from the user. So I'm probably going to write one function that'll get the information from the user. And I'm going to do two calculations. All right, so I'm going to write one function that does two calculations, and then I'm going to display the results. Okay, so let me start off with this getting information from the user. I'm going to write a function. I'll just call it getInfo. And basically it's just going to contain the code that was in the main program. Okay. So I need these two values that I'm getting to be sent back to the main program. So I'm going to make those reference parameters. I'm going to copy the heading and paste it up at the top and put a semicolon at the end, so I have a prototype for my function, and then I have to make sure that I call the function. Okay, now what I can do right now is I can run this program. It should work now with the one function in it just as it did before. Sometimes in a programming class you guys just start to write 6 functions at the same time. That's not necessary. You can just write one function, test it, and then move on to the next. So next I want this function that's going to do the calculations. I want these calculations in a function, so I'm going to move them down here into a function, and I'm going to call this function calc sum AVE. Okay, and I'm just really going to have the code from up above. Now in this case I need to bring in the two values from the main program, and I need to send out the sum and the average. So in this case you'll see I have two value parameters because value 1 and value 2 are coming in from the main program. They're being used but not changed. And two reference parameters because the sum is being changed and the average is being changed. And they need to be sent back out so I can display them. So two value, two reference parameters. Again, I need a prototype, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it up at the top, put a semicolon at the end, and again I need to put in my function call. You can see my IntelliSense coming in. Don't type everything that it says there. That's just showing you the actual heading so you know how many parameters you have when you're entering your information. So again, I'm going to run this, and everything looks good. Okay, I'm running out of time here on how much I can put in this Jing, so I'm going to continue this in the next video.